Hello everyone. It is Saturday, July 5th. I was unable to do my video this Tuesday and Wednesday. I cannot recall why, but I was unable to do it. I'm assuming I was with one of my kids or someone was in the vehicle with me. The days I normally do it, so doing it today for this week. I'm driving, obviously, because I'm trying to multitask. I've been trying to not do this and just record when I'm at a standstill, but I wanted to get it in, and today is a jam-packed day as well. So, it should be a smooth ride home, so we should be fine. So the topic I wanted to address or kind of circle back to is the same topic I discussed last time, which was telepathy, but this time is not so much telepathy that I want to discuss. I want to discuss that connection with the spiritual side, or everyone's connection to or their belief of what they believe, if there is something bigger than us. I've always thought there's something bigger than us because I'm not sure if it's because I was raised that way. I was raised in the Catholic Church, so I was raised believing in God. But there were also a lot of things that I did not believe in about the Catholic Church, and I think I've shared this before. Like one specific thing I always said I don't believe in is me having to kind of repent with a priest, so with another human being, like I feel like I repent and I talk to God every day, and I don't need to go to a priest and tell him what my sins have been if I'm telling God on the regular every day what my sins are, or what I feel I can do better with, or if I need forgiveness, or I'm appreciative of something he did for me and my family, or if he can help me with, a miracle or something. So I do talk to God every single day, and I do believe in God, but I don't believe that someone else, a human being like me that also sins and is not perfect, is the way that I need to ask for forgiveness to God. I don't think that's the vehicle I need to use, but that's me personally. I can be wrong. There are people that love it, and that's absolutely fine, but that's just me personally. So the connection I have with this is that I do feel like I get signs from my grandma. And I know I mentioned in the last podcast that I never, or I don't remember having those things occur to me until I was pregnant with my son, and then I started seeing the old lady by the door and the cowboy and the shadows, etc. So I don't know if that like woke me up or made me more in tune to these things, but I do want to say that after I had my son, I do feel like I am more spiritual, or I do believe more. Let me say that. I do believe more in the beyond and in the connection that we have. And I do think that we all have that ability to see beyond. And I mean, some people call it intuition, some people call it your gut feeling. And I think that's all within our own spiritual strength. So for example, there's times that I'll be like, wow, this is like deja vu. I feel like I lived this already, or I went through this already. Or the more heightened I have become in these things, I realize that there are times that I have a dream about something and it happens the next day or a few days later. And to me, I think it's deja vu, but it's like a dream. So I do think we all have the ability, I don't want to say to like predict the future or to see what's going to happen, but I think when God wants us to see or give us a sign or a heads up or a gut feeling, whatever you want to call it, I think we all have that ability. Now, I think some people are afraid of it. I think some people respect it. I think some people like it, some people don't. But just like that exists, that intuition, that protection, that gut feeling, or having a dream of something that may happen the next day, I also do believe that evil exists. And there are evil ways of utilizing spirits or spirituality or belief, because there are a lot of naive people out there. And I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not one of them. I am one that have gone to a medium. I have gone to a psychic. I have gone to people that can see. And I went several times, and I'm not going to lie. There were times that they were saying things that were true. There were times that I was like, what are they talking about? Is it me or is it someone else? And then there were times that I took, like one time I took my mom to see a medium. They communicate with like those that have passed, and it was shortly after my grandmother passed. So I took my mom because she was really dealing with a lot, and it was really tough for her. So I said, let me take her, see if she gets some answers or some clarity. And it turned out that my grandmother came speaking to me more than my mom and telling me things that I was like, what is she talking about? This is not going to happen. Like, okay. But I didn't believe it. I just thought it was like odd, but it was like a very strange connection. I mean, there were a lot of things that he said that were true, but then there were things that I'm like, that's not happening. I'm not going to do that. But as time has passed and things have occurred, I do see some of those things that my grandmother said to me happening or occurring or taking place or moving in that direction that in the past I would have said, never will I do that, or excuse me, that is not my path. That is not where I'm headed. So part of that also is, now, am I seeing that because it was brought to my attention and someone mentioned it, and now I'm like, oh, am I moving in that direction because this gentleman mentioned that my grandmother said that was the path I was going to take? So I don't know. That's something that I battle with myself. But something that I do believe is that I do believe there's things bigger and stronger than us out there. But I also do think we have the power of seeing these things and utilizing them, utilizing our gut feeling, our intuition, our signs that we get. You know, many times I'll say, like, God, give me a sign if I'm not meant to go down this path. You know, like, create a barrier so it doesn't occur. And there are times that happens, and then there are times that it doesn't happen, and I think, why didn't you create a barrier, you know? And then I have to flip it and look, well, what lesson was there that you wanted me to learn? Like, there must have been something there that I needed to take out of it. So with all this being said, I'm realizing lately that the more spiritual, the more connected, or the more I meditate, or the more I relax and try to calm down and try to connect with something bigger than myself and then us here, I am finding more peace, more calm, more clarity. Things make more sense. And one thing that I've noticed that I thought was weird, in the beginning I said, this is weird, why is this happening? And this has happened before, don't get me wrong, but this time is like a different feeling with it. So lately I've been realizing that I don't know what day it is. So, and it's not like because the kids are out of school, and I'm not, because my daughter's in camp, so it's still like the school day. And I'm still working, you know, the days that I need to work, etc. But I'm realizing that the significance of the day that we're in is becoming less and less important to me. So for example, people usually say TGIF, like thank God it's Friday. I have never really thought of a Friday like that, because Friday is not a weekend for me. Saturday, Sunday are work days for me. So I've never seen it like a TGIF, but if you were to think Sunday is my Friday, because then Monday I'm off. But anyway, I have noticed that I'm placing less significant on the day that it is. So when my kids will ask me, like, what day is it today? And I'll say, I don't know, the 12th, you know, like the date of the month. They're like, no, what day? Like Monday, Tuesday, like what day it is? Especially my 7-year-old, she will ask me all the time. And there are many times that I don't know. I'll be like, I don't know. Let me think about it, or let me look at my phone. And in the past, that it would have been significant to me. Like I would have said, oh my God, it's Thursday. I didn't realize it's Thursday. It's Thursday, you know? And I know, like, I send messages to my friends when I work out, and I'll put like my stats of my workout, and then I'll put like happy Thirsty Thursday, or TGIF, etc. And I noticed that I've been doing that, but when I'm doing that, I have to think about what it is. Like, wait, what is today? And then say it. And I noticed that it's not significant to me. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a Sunday. It doesn't matter if it's a Wednesday. It doesn't matter if it's a third. Like, it doesn't matter what day of the week we're in. The way I am waking up and trying to live my life now, lately, I should say, or the type of growth, the direction I'm going in, is every day is a new day. Every day is a great day. Like, what is a great day for you? Believe it or not, Mondays were a great day for me. I loved Mondays. Just because I love the beginning of the week. It's funny how I always used to say, I wish I was born on a Monday, because that was like I wish I was born on January 1st and it was a Monday. Because just I'm so OCD, and I like organization and starting things from like the first, or the first day of the week, etc. But that's not significant to me anymore. The day of the week it is, the day of the month it is, the time of the day it is, it's just not significant to me. What's significant to me is that I wake up, that I'm alive, I thank God, that my family wakes up, they're alive, they're healthy, and I have a brand new day to enjoy and make it an amazing day and make it a positive one. And just waking up with that positive mindset has totally reshifted my outlook in so many things, and one of them is what day it is. So it may seem like something so small, but I never thought in my life that I would ever not focus or not depend on knowing what day of the week it is and it not affect me. And today being a Saturday, it's the same as if it were a Monday, and the same as if it was a Wednesday. And I know many people won't be able to relate to me with this, but I feel like this is one thing that has brought me closer to my spiritual journey. Because even in this spiritual connection or spiritual belief, I've heard many say, like, time, you know, seasons, date of the year, day of the week, what I've just been talking about, day of the month, etc. They say that's irrelevant in the spiritual world. Like, that's not something that is measured, or some believe, you know, and I want to kind of lean towards that and say that I believe that too, because now I'm truly realizing that it's not important. I mean, it is important in order to manage and assess your time and what you're doing. And anyone that knows me knows I like to be early everywhere. Like, I don't like to be on time. I like to be early. And lately it hasn't, I mean, I feel like I still need to be early, but it's not as critical or as stressful to me as it used to be in the past. Like, I feel like I'm starting to roll with the punches and say, like, okay, when I get there. If I'm running late, well, there's traffic, you know, let me look at the positive side. Maybe I was avoiding something. So getting more in tune to my spiritual side, I feel, is helping me relax and let go of many more things that are connected to this world that we're in, like this physical world. And there's many other things I can talk about that I feel like I've always had a connection with spirit and the beyond and whatnot. Maybe not as intense, or maybe I didn't believe it, or it was maybe in my subconscious. But a lot of things that I hear and see, you know, that we're, you know, this body that we're in is just a body that we're utilizing. It's not like our spirit is, and who we are, and how we carry ourselves, and what we do for the world and others. That is truly who we are. So whether I look the way I look, I dress the way I dress, or I do style my hair a certain way, that is not who I am. Who I am is my acts of service. How I will call my friend when she's in need, or I will show up, or someone needs a plate of food and I'll take them dinner, or something like that. Like, that's who I feel I am and I resemble, and that's what I feel like I look like. So one example of that is, everyone that knows me knows I don't really focus on my appearance. Like right now I am dressed in a ponytail, I'm out of work, I'm in my work clothes, and I'm literally going to pick up my 2 daughters and my mom, dropping one of my daughters off at a birthday party, and then going to the mall with my mom because she needs to get something, and then going to the warehouse, get some merchandise, and then going home. And I'm not like, oh, I have to go home and shower and get changed. No, like, I'm going like this in my work clothes, looking like I just got out of work. Probably smelling a little bit. Well, I'm definitely smelling like food because that's where I was. But that doesn't bother me. Like, that doesn't bother me personally. And I'm okay with that. And I used to think like, oh, this is going to bother maybe my partner, or my husband, or my boyfriend. This was before, when I was single. And the man that I started dating, who was my husband now, he never cared. It never bothered him if I was dressed up, dressed down. Like, he just never cared. And I said, this is my type of guy. He does not care, because it's not about what I look like. It's about who I am. Like, he sees who I am, the person that I am, and that's what's significant to me. So that also connected to spirituality, and how they say that this is just, you know,
Caution, toll booth.
An outside covering that we're utilizing to carry our spirit in. And how people say they have outer body experiences, that they see their body and like they're out of their body. I've never experienced that, but when I hear people say that, I think, wow, so they see themselves because they see their body, but then their spirit is just a spirit. So I guess it takes the form of that body because that's what they know. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like I've been here before, I've lived a life before, maybe not as me, who I am now, maybe as someone else in my life. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that's kind of the gist of what I wanted this podcast to be, this video to be. The connection, and how different things now are having different meaning or significance for me, or weight in my life. And the more spiritual I get, the more at peace I'm finding myself to be, and accepting and relaxed and easygoing. So yeah, that is a little connection to telepathy, but spirituality, and how meditating and focusing on yourself and looking at the beyond can help you reassess what this real physical world is. So many may agree, many may not, and that's fine. I'm not saying this as a scientific truth because I don't know this. I'm just speaking from experience, and maybe some can relate, and I hope this helps you know that you're not alone. And those that can't relate, they can say, okay, I don't experience that, but good for you or bad for you. I don't know how it will be interpreted, but I'm taking it day by day. Right now, this is where I am. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow or what my beliefs will be, but right now, kind of, I feel like I'm going in line with where I've always been and just having more reawakenings and things that are fitting into place and making sense for me now. So that's it. Mainly spirituality and just to be accepting and understanding of everyone's path. You know, in one of the movies I saw that had to do with spirituality, the little girl said she didn't tell anyone what she saw when, like, she saw her own body come out of, you know, her spirit come out of her body. And the mom said, why didn't you tell anyone? And she said, because God told me that I needed to come back, and God told me that everyone wasn't ready. They're not where I am in their belief system, that they're going to believe that she went to heaven and God, you know, she saw God. But that really touched me when she said, everyone's not there yet, and that's okay. You know, that's all right, because everyone doesn't have to be. They will get there when they get there. And the mom said, you're right, we're not all there, but we will get there when we get there. So she recognized that. She is one of those people that was skeptical and couldn't believe it. But then she became a believer because she saw it right in front of her eyes with her daughter. So that's all I want to say. Hope everyone has an amazing weekend. And I'll talk to you next time. I'm sorry I went a little over, but I just didn't have anything planned, but I just knew the topic I wanted to discuss, and then things just kept coming to me. So thank you for listening. Have an amazing and productive day and weekend. And till next week. Bye.